So the FMV genre is a very interesting one in gaming. You don't really hear much about FMV. It's one that people like to kind of sweep under the rug or not really bring up because it's not the most popular genre in gaming out there right now, which is understandable, but it's one I personally always connected to. I really, really enjoy FMV. I love games like Her Story and her Night Trap and The Late Shift. There's some really, really amazing FMV titles out there that not many people really like to talk about. So today, since Erica was revealed to be free for all PS Plus owners, I figured I'd shed a light on FMV and, review Erica today. So when Erica was revealed by Flavorworks and PlayStation in 2017 in Paris Games Week, I was super excited because I am a huge FMV fan. For the longest time, I love it. I want more of it. So just seeing a new game come out from a new studio that I haven't even heard of was just, and it being such a kind of big reveal at the PlayStation conference was, to me, exciting. It showed that they were interested in kind of pursuing that and going forward with that, and that was just, to me, an exciting prospect. But then at a certain point, it ended up going on a long hiatus for about a couple years. Last year it did come out, and that's when I did play it for the first time last year. And I actually really ended up liking the game. I think it was really good. So immediately starting Erica, you're given the option to choose both the smartphone app or DualShock controller to control the game. I did test out both versions to kind of see which one would be the best for you, and you can make that own decision. I personally found the smartphone app to be the best pick for people not into motion controls or don't really feel like fiddling around with the DualShock controller. I think the smartphone app is the best choice for you. And even the game, kind of in the beginning, does say that it's probably the best choice. But the controller itself isn't terrible. I think it's an okay sub-decision as well, if you don't mind the jank a little bit, because there is some of that maybe some people don't really feel like fiddling around with. If you don't care, then that's completely fine. I think they're both good choices. The plot in Erica, I really, really just want to kind of dance around spoilers. It's best to go in not knowing anything. I personally found it to be a little intriguing mystery. Each playthrough is roughly about an hour and a half long, give or take, with a total of 6 endings. The choices you do make throughout the game do have an impact on which ending you get, so it really does encourage multiple playthroughs, which is a big plus for me, especially because how short the game is. It's only an hour, so I think having multiple endings is a good choice. It helps encourage more time, so you can get up to 9 hours out of this game, which I think is pretty good, especially because it is being free, but it does help kind of explore a little bit into the stories as well. What's really unique to Erica is that each ending, there's still a lot of unanswered questions, like what was this character's motive, or, how is this character more involved? There's a lot of reveals that you don't really get in each ending, so I think it is really important to play through each ending to kind of fill in the blanks as you go, and I think that's really, really cool to this game and very unique to it itself as well. And the plot, though, I really, really just don't want to mention too much about, but I'll give you a brief synopsis about it just to see if it's something you would be interested in. It's about a woman named Erica who suffered a great tragedy as a child. As an adult, she gets a mysterious package in her front doorstep that kind of opens up this door to her past and this orphanage that she stayed in as a child called the Delphi House. There's many secrets within the Delphi House that she doesn't know about, and it's basically her learning those secrets as the game goes on. That's really, really the brief synopsis I want to give. I really do not want to give any more. It's best to go in not knowing anything at all. You get the most enjoyment personally out of doing that. I really, really like the story. It's not going to blow your mind or anything. It moves very quickly at a brisk pace and never overstays its welcome, which is a big plus in my eyes. When a game ends up becoming too wasting my time, that's when I tend to have problems with a game personally. I don't like it when things waste my time. Even if it isn't good or you're not enjoying it, it's still short enough where I think you can still get something out of it, no matter what it is. The music, I really, really want to applaud the music and cinematography in the game. I think that's some of its strengths. The music is very dreary, dark. I think it works really, really well for the story it's trying to tell. There's no levity really in the story at all. It's a very dark game, but the music I think works very well. The cinematography I actually really like. There's some great slow pans, some great shots. I love there's a strong, powerful use of color, especially towards the ending, which I really liked and really stuck out to me. Also, what I really like about Erica, though, is the interactivity. every FMV title is going to have some sort of interactive mechanic, whether it be setting off traps in Night Trap or tying together the timeline in her story. You have to have that in there, and especially an FMV title, to keep people engaged, keep people interested. So I think Erica does a pretty unique. It's nothing new or different, but I think Erica's feels unique to it. I've never really played an FMV title that really has done it just like Erica has. You know, there's some aspects that are very similar, and some, like making choices, that's very similar to the Late Shift, where you kind of make choices and it helps impact the ending. Late Shift also does that too. But Erica, it really boils down to just moving things with your finger, interacting with the environments with your hands, also kind of drawing things. So that kind of is really the gameplay of the game. It's nothing new or different, but it is engaging enough, and it is still unique enough to Erica to keep you invested, I think. And you're always going to need that in there somewhere. It's still a fun thing to do and keep your mind off it as well. As far as problems go, there's some of the acting I really enjoy. I really like the actress who plays Erica. I think she's very, very good. But there are some actors that are just not very good or over the top. I find some characters just totally kind of missed. It's a kind of a missed opportunity because they just overacted. And I think overacting can be very problematic, especially in some stuff too, because it really takes you out of it completely sometimes. And that's some of the issues I really have. Character stuff especially. Some of the characters are so hollow. There's quite a big cast. You wouldn't really expect them to have as many characters as they do, but they do have quite a bit of characters. Some get no development. Some you don't care at all about. At least with the main character, you do care about her, but the other characters, I could say, I don't even remember half their names sometimes. So it's really just, it's a big flaw that I think really does detract from my score as well. And the story, while a fun time, it's not the best story you're going to get. There's a lot of cliches, some dumb choices in there by characters, some weird plot holes, but it is still a fun story to play through, and it is only an hour. I think it's really, really worth checking out. I really appreciate this game and what it tries to do. Bringing FMV into the hands of more players in 2019 and 2020 is something I really admire and I support full-heartedly. I think the FMV genre, you could do so much with, and people could take such opportunities, but they just don't. And so seeing something like this come out so recently, I think is very important, and I think it's something that I really, really do support and like. If you're looking for something that's a bit more interactive than a TV show, but not too complex to feel like a chore or boring to play, I think Erica is a great decision. It's great to play with friends, to kind of guess what's going to happen. It's quick to finish. It's entertaining. It's free for this month. It's just fun to play. I'd give it as a score a 7. I think it's a good title. I think it's fun to play through. I think it's a bit underrated. I think it's worth going in, especially if you're bored during quarantine and want something a bit different to do. I think it's something really, really fun. It isn't remarkable, but it is an enjoyable experience. Thank you so much for listening to my review of Erica for PS4. Thank you, and have a fantastic day.